guys, and welcome to Learn Free Music Theory lesson number 28. So today we are going to be talking about a subject that I have been asked 50, 60 times. Everyone's always like, can you please teach modes? Can you teach me modes and modal scales and blah blah blah. So today we're going to do modal scales. Oh yeah. You ready for this? Okay, so first up, what is a modal scale in case you don't know? So as you know, we have major and minor scales. We also have, on the minor side, we have natural minors, harmonic minors, melodic minors, and those are different ways of writing them, and they have different rules. Now, before there were what we call tonal center scales, so ones with a tonal center such as A minor or C major or whatever, those have a central key that they're centered around, right? Before that, we had something called modes, and modes were kind of like, you have semitones spaced throughout your keys, and they kind of alternate and they go down through the keys. They originated, supposedly from most textbooks, I think they originated from ancient Greece. And lots of other civilizations used them as well, and eventually they are known to be called church modes. Okay, they're used in church music, which was the predominant. They helped a lot because the church back in the day had a lot of resources that hired musicians to basically play at the church, right, for worship music and whatever in services. So back in medieval times and Renaissance, they used a lot of modal scales. So, but they also, you see them a lot in today's culture as well. You see pieces written in, different modes. There's even a grade 1 piece in Canada called March, and it's written in Lydian mode, which is one of the modes. So today we're going to look at what modal scales are, and I'm going to explain them and show them on the whiteboard. So let's get going. Okay, so first thing we need to know about the modes are, what are their names? Okay, so there's 7 of them. I need both my hands. 7. Yay! And they are as such: Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. Okay, so do you feel lost? Is that a lot of information? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, there's an easy way to remember them with the order that they go in, and I already have it written out, so I can't really taunt you with that or anything. So, okay, let's just do this. So, I don't play loud music after lunch. Okay? Mr. Parker taught me that one. So, I don't play loud music after lunch. So, it's I for Ionian, don't for Dorian, play for Phrygian, loud for Lydian, music for Mixolydian, after for Aeolian, and lunch for Locrian. Okay? So what I would do if I were you, write this down right now. Write it onto a sheet of paper and memorize it. Okay? Alright. So so go over that and write that down. Now we're going to go to the next section. So pause the video if you haven't already. Okay, so is behind me scary? Okay, so now if you know piano, this can be really easy for you, or even if you know your notes. Now how these work is basically, as you can see, these little circles are indicating notes of the scale. So there's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now what we have when we have the slurs going there, those are showing where the semitones go, okay? So where you see those slurs, that's where there's a semitone in between those two notes. So if I was counting this, I'd go tone, 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 semitone, tone, tone, semitone. Okay, pretty simple? Okay, so now, how this works and correlates to the piano is this simple. For Ionian mode, start on the key of C and go C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 all the way up to C. So you go C to C, okay? That's Ionian mode. Look, it's tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. It's a major scale. Yeah. So when they were playing the Ionian mode for a modal scale, they're already playing a major scale. All major scales are actually Ionian mode. Okay? Now, next one, Dorian mode. Now you go to the key of D and go D, E, F, G, all the way up to the next D. So it's D to D. Okay? So you have tone, semitone, tone, tone, tone. And I've got them all written out on the side right here. And I'll move back a little bit if you want to. Pause at any time and copy this chart out if you want to. Okay? So, yeah, so basically it goes in that same order. So you start at C, C to C is Ionian mode. Dorian mode is D to D. Phrygian mode is E to E. Lydian mode is F to F. Mixolydian mode is G to G. Aeolian mode is A to A. And Locrian mode is B to B. Okay? So, as you can see, the semitones and the tones are moving around everywhere. And there's tons of these different things. And each of them kind of has a different feeling to them too, and they're actually pretty fun to play around with. So yeah, don't be afraid to play around with it at all if you want to. Okay? Also, you might be interested just to look, is that the Aeolian mode right here is also the exact same as a natural minor scale. Okay? So this is your natural minor scale right here. And then harmonic minor is modified to the natural, and same with the melodic. They're like minor scales on steroids. Okay, so that is basically modes right there. Now, one thing I do want to point out though, before we finish here, is there's basically, how I used to remember these is, I've actually drawn them out so you can see the difference a little bit. For Ionian, Dorian, and Phrygian, the first three, you're going to have the notes, or the semitones are just moving down one. So what you'll notice is that the semitone is up here and right here. So it's two notes apart, sort of. Okay, so it's two, you can clearly see two notes that are separated right there. Okay? Maybe I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Hopefully that doesn't cut it out too much. Yeah. Okay. So what we've got here is, what was I saying? Yeah, semitones here and here. And there's two that have nothing on them. Same thing here. See how there's two that have nothing on them, and here there's two that have nothing on them. So, but what are they doing? They're going down one each time. So here, and then here, and then here. So there's one, there's none, then there's one, and then there's two. Okay? So basically you just take these and then move this down one for Dorian and then move it down one again for Phrygian. Then after that it changes. So basically once this thing gets to the end and it has nowhere to go now, then it goes right back to the top again. And now instead of having two in between like here and here and here, now you only have one. So they're closer together. So I've drawn them on the top just so you can see how it changes. So we have two with one in the middle and then two again. Now it just moves one down for both. So now you've got here and here with one in the middle. Then go down one more, here and here with one in the middle. And then go down one more, here and here. And now you're at the end. Boom, 7. That's all of them. So that's how I remembered it, so that when I could go into my exam, I could just pull it off. So I'd go, okay, Lydian is where it changes. So if I had to, I'd go Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian. So I'd always look at the right side. And then with Lydian, I'd go Lydian, Mixolydian with 1, Aeolian with 2, and Locrian with 3. And then I just bump it down to wherever I needed to go. And that's how I remembered them. So hopefully that helps you guys remember them. And then for these, I never really bothered learning them all because I knew that I could just do it this way and I could think and see in my mind of what it was. So these are for you if you find it easier to just memorize it this way. Okay? And so the T's are for tones, so whole tones, and the ST is for the semitone. So it's tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, tone. You get the idea, right? Okay. Homework. No. Okay, so for your homework, what I want you to do is first memorize the charts. So memorize all the charts, draw them down, make sure you got them. So remember that saying, I don't play loud music after lunch. And the other one is I want you to take each single mode and I want you to draw that mode in 4 different keys. Okay? So what I want you to do is take Ionian mode, for example, and I want you to draw that out in a scale format, ascending and descending, and draw that in with using accidentals in C major, A major, or C. I guess you just pick a key and then you have to modify it. So you can pick any key that you want to, like A flat or A or whatever, and then make that Ionian mode. So that should actually be the easiest one because whatever key you pick, you just draw that in the major scale. Now, with the other ones, you're going to notice that it's a little bit more tricky. So you have to use the tones and the semitones to make it actually work. Okay? So what you're going to have to do is say you're playing Dorian mode, okay, in B flat. Okay? So what you're going to have to do is basically calculate the semitones and the whole tones in between each note and fill in the basically the accidentals where you're supposed to. And always be going from one note to the next. So go B, C, D, E, F, G. So you sharps or flats wherever you need to. I think that's about it. Like say you need to start Dorian mode on C major, for example. What you could do is take B flat major, right? And you know that the second note of B flat major is C. So if you played B flat major, but starting on C, you're actually playing the Dorian mode starting on C. Okay? So you can twist it and use that example and move it around if you need to. It's kind of a bit of a mind twister, but it'll help you definitely improve your intelligence, that's for sure. So yeah, you can write each one. I want you to write it in 4 different keys. You can pick whatever key you want to. And then for extra credit, if you want to, you could take whatever instrument you're playing and try singing, playing, whatever in each of those different modes and listening to how they sound. Okay? So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys found that interesting and helpful. And that showed you what you wanted to know about modes. Now you can go have fun with modes. Yay! How fun is a mode? I like to switch modes on different cameras and stuff like that. It's always fun. But yeah, anyway. So I'll talk to you guys later and take care. Bye-bye.